So we have Manu and Daniel here. Manu is the CEO and co-founder of Inventr. Inventr helps deep tech companies automate the patent process. And Daniel here mentored Manu for 3 months. Daniel was the CEO and co-founder of Disqus, a #1 audience platform worldwide. If you see any comment sections of most blogs, Daniel built that. Now I'm going to let Manu take over and disappear.
Right. Thanks, Juan. As Juan wonderfully introduced, my name is Manu, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Inventr, and we help deep tech companies automate the patent process. Now, when I say deep tech companies, I'm talking about companies that spend a lot of time tackling really hard problems and building amazing new inventions. So, for example, a company tackling climate change by recycling carbon emissions, or maybe a company that discovered a way to diagnose cancer earlier and save lives. So there are over 10,000 of these deep tech companies that need to get patents, but they struggle in the process. And patents actually end up being a large part of that company's value. So a software company, for example, can sell to customers and generate revenue quickly, but a deep tech company, they're working on their technology and developing it for years and filing patents to protect it. And that just ends up being a very slow, expensive, and opaque process. In fact, a typical early stage deep tech company might spend over 30 hours on a single idea internally. So before they even reach out to their patent attorney. And so they struggle to manage the ideas that their team comes up with. They'll spend hours researching those ideas, and they're unsure of which of those ideas are actually worth patenting. And that's where Inventr comes in. So Inventr is an automated patent assistant for early stage deep tech companies. We help capture ideas in real time. We automate the research and landscape monitoring and help convert to a provisional patent, identify patentability, and more. We're excited about the progress that we've made. So in addition to a partnership with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, we've received over 30 letters of intent in 2 months, including companies funded by top-tier investors like Y Combinator, Techstars, Stardex, and more. So yeah, thank you for listening to more about Inventr.
Cool. Juan, is it okay for me to jump into the Q&A?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you, Manu. Tell me, how did Inventr get started?
Yeah, I was previously working in research in neurosurgery and building medical devices. And I was fortunate to work on some really cool projects, dissolvable medical devices and brain sensors and so forth. And then also helped with biotech startups, worked briefly in life sciences VC and more. In all of those experiences, there was just this recurring question of, can I patent this? Is someone else out there already doing it? And it turns out that answering that question is a really slow and expensive process. And digging a little deeper, I realized that it's slow and expensive because things are done manually. And patent language can be really tricky to navigate. So, the way Inventr started was automating that research behind answering the question of, can we patent this? And since then, we've expanded to helping companies document and manage their ideas, write provisional patents, and more.
Yep. So talk to us a little bit about the team and, why are you and the Inventr team the right folks to tackle this problem?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a really hardworking team behind Inventr that super fortunate to be a part of and to work with. So there's 3 founders, including myself. One of my co-founders, Steven Trojanowski, he's been a software developer and engineer for over 20 years, and a lot of those recent years have been focused on AI, or more specifically natural language processing, which is a key part of what we use. My other co-founder, Stephen Holmes, was a patent attorney and then became a software developer. And so he worked at companies like Google and has an incredible sense around design and front end and so forth. And we're fortunate to have some great advisors on board too. So Kyle Robertson was CEO of a company called Narrative DX that was acquired. And before that, he was actually a patent attorney and served counsel to companies like Apple, Facebook, Intel, and more. And Danish Nagda, who really helped me get started. He was a co-founder at Schoology and then became a surgeon and then started actually his own robotics telehealth company. So, with our team, we've really got that experience across deep tech, patents, and machine learning. And I see ourselves as kind of that perfect storm to really be taking on this problem.
You talked earlier quite a bit about early stage deep tech companies. Why did you choose to focus on that?
Yeah, we chose to focus on that really for two main reasons. The first is that we absolutely love the types of companies that we get to help. I mean, each of these companies are tackling, some of the world's hardest problems. So, the examples I shared earlier are actually real users. So we're working with a company that's improving the accuracy to diagnose cancers and get, that diagnosis much earlier. Another company has discovered a way to recycle CO2 emissions. So these are incredible companies that are on the cusp of changing the world as we know it. And so we've got the opportunity to help at a point when they really need it the most. And the other reason is that these early stage companies, they need a solution the most because they're growing quickly, but they don't quite have the bandwidth to take care of everything that they want to. So they want to be better about capturing their ideas and performing that research, building out their patent portfolio. But they're stuck doing all of it manually. And not to even mention of all the other fires that they have to put out. So, we're really excited to kind of take on this market and help change the world.
So earlier you talked briefly about your traction so far and mentioned a partnership with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Could you tell us some more about that partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. So the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO, they are the governing body for granting patents. So, for example, if you or I want to get a patent, or if a giant company like Amazon or Google wants to get a patent, everyone has to go through the USPTO. So we're really fortunate to have a partnership with them, and where we help is specifically their patent pro bono program. So this was put in place to help underserved inventors and small businesses get access to legal resources that they normally couldn't. So they've got multiple chapters across the country, and where we've started is by helping the chapter that's headquartered in St. Louis. And so that chapter currently helps 5 states in the Midwest, and it's been really great to be a part of because before we were a part of the program, they definitely struggled a bit in terms of figuring out how to help clients and be able to do that in a timely manner. So, before we joined, I think they were helping around 5 to maybe 10 clients a year. And then just in the last year after we joined, we were able to help 60. So we're really, really excited to be a part of that program, and it's been really rewarding to help a lot of the folks in those communities.
Very cool. So what's the most surprising or unique thing you've learned so far from your users?
Yeah, I would say that would be, deep tech companies across industries, whether it's energy or med device and all that, they are much more similar than they realize. And they tend to rely on one another to grow and succeed. So, regardless of what they're working on, these companies have pretty much a near identical workflow when they think about how to turn ideas into patents. And so we've also noticed that companies in similar industries and stages will talk to each other in figuring out if they're hitting the right metrics and strategy when it comes to IP and patents.
Okay. Tell me more about that. What do you mean that they'll talk to each other?
Yeah, so for example, a biotech company at the seed stage, they might talk to a similar biotech company at Series A and try to understand things like, am I hitting the right metrics? Am I filing enough patents? Like, how many did you have when you raised your Series A? What did your investors care about? And so, this type of information is super valuable to these companies. And I think what's especially interesting is that these companies will talk to each other typically based on their funding source. So for example, a company funded by Y Combinator that's biotech will talk to other Y Combinator biotech companies, or StartX companies will talk to other StartX companies. But if you weren't funded by an accelerator, or you don't have other companies to talk to, you're kind of out of luck. And so that's definitely something that Inventr will look to change as we grow.
Awesome. Thanks, Manu.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you both. We will have to move on, but thank you so much.
Awesome.